Alright, so here we are. Second episode and third level. And you get the super shotgun right off the bat, so you get to do something like that. Oh yeah, that's right. In the latest update, he put that alt fire in. Which might be useful for something like this, because the super shotgun has more spread, and you can fire it multiple times, so if you miss the first time, like if they move around too much. Yeah, so it's pretty good for those shadow imps. I still think Sergeant Mark needs to work on them a bit, because they're just annoying. I mean, it's not really fun to fight them. Might just be me, actually. I don't know. That was a cool thing, like the first time I played Doom 64 on the actual 64. Was like how, I don't remember exactly if they do that type of thing too much later in the game, but like where the thing presses down and it like creates that whole thing. It happens a few times in the early episodes at least, and it looks pretty cool. It's definitely like a whoa, the engine can do that type moment. Alright, let's just grab the stuff in the other corner. Yeah, I don't think I need it. One thing I've never really had a problem with Doom is like running out of ammo. Maybe at the beginning-ish, but after that, I'm not usually going to run out of ammo. And there's our first Caco. Yeah, it's a Caco. A lot of... Oh, man. Now that is the brutal Doom people were expecting. Oh, I didn't even expect that to happen. This is my first time getting this far in the update. Oof. Oh, they're already throwing a bunch of Cacos down my throat. Oh god. Alright. Yeah, that's the default death animation. Yeah, the thing is, with the original Doom 2, well, the original Doom and the original Doom 2, the monsters were like, yeah, don't like quote me on this, I think I just heard it from somebody, but I'm pretty sure it was a decent source, and the enemies were actually like pictures of, I don't know, clay models, so some sort of model, some sort of like malleable substance model, and they used the pictures for the sprites, and so they actually did the same thing with this, as you could probably tell, but it's a lot more noticeable in this one. Like, you know that isn't sprite work, right? In Doom, it did look like sprite work. It looked like they made it from the ground up, which is why I'm not 100% sure that whoever said that was right, or if anybody actually ever said it at all, and I just sort of like, you know, like, oh, somebody said it, but you really just made it up as a conclusion in your own mind. Moving on. So this is the third level, and this is where the game starts feeling a bit more like Doom. You're going to run into a decent amount of enemies. You're going to fight stronger enemies. Stuff like that. Music isn't going to change much. One thing that Sergeant Mark did do that I like, one of the things Sergeant Mark did that I like, is, yeah, that kills my frame rate a bit. There's a lot of blood on those walls. Ooh, some nice loot. How much do we have? Oh, we have a decent amount of ammo for the chainsaw. Let's use that up. But what I like that Mark did, oh, that's perfect for shadow imps. Luckily, something Mark did do right with the shadow imps is not make them throw too many projectiles. They like to just claw you. Sort of like the specters, which can be like, oh, but if there's specters, but the imps do the same thing. Yeah, it's sort of redundant. It's a weird enemy that I don't think they really should have put in anyways. In the Doom 64 version, the original version, or EX, I mean, EX was like a faithful port, like I said. Yeah, I saw those extra teleportation marks. You're not fooling me. I'm losing a bit of health, but no, not really. I can pick it back up. It's because of these stupid shadow rings. But in the EX and original version, yeah, I was pretty sure there was still. Oh, he's trapped down there. Nice. But they were just like that weird shadowy looking thing, like when you actually do get to see the shadow imp, it's that. That was what it originally was. It never flickered or waved. No, not wave. Like, I don't know, teleported around? Like, you know, that weird shadowy thing it does. And so in the original versions and EX, because I'm just going to say the original versions because EX basically was the original version, just brought to PC. And there's a stage. That was a pretty quick stage. 6 minutes. Yeah. Alright, let's move on. But so it was just that sprite. It didn't do that weird stuff. And so it was sort of just doing like what the Spectres did, which was like you're probably gonna... Oh my god. That was a lot. Oh. I mean, I had the chainsaw. I thought I ripped through him pretty quickly. Oh, I don't have any armor. That's probably a problem. Man! This sucks. But so it was just like the regular Spectre and the original Dooms. Oh, hey. It gives me full health, but I think I'll want to stay with the chainsaw. There you are. Can't see anything with the blood mist. Alright, I'll put that away for now. And so it was just sort of, if you didn't like pay any attention, you weren't going to see it. Or if it was dark enough. But Sergeant Mark decided that they better be all shadowy like their name. And make them a real annoyance to fight. A lot of people didn't think there was going to be much gore, like in regular Brutal Doom. Because they were like pre-rendered 3D models. Like Donkey Kong Country or something. And so it would have been difficult to do some sprite work on it, but we defied expectations and they look pretty good. Like that pinky arm, that's pretty good looking. Of course the thing is, he won't be able to make any like custom sprites. Like he can't, because all he can really do is like take parts of the sprite that already exists and modify that, but he can't really put things like limbs in a new position. You know what I mean? Like, you'll never be able to make a pinky sprite where the arms are raised up. Well, he could do that. I don't know. Just... it's hard to explain. But he just won't be able to do much with it, is what I'm trying to say. I don't really like the look of the zombie men in 64. They just sort of look like rednecks trying to shoot you. And in such a high security base, you'd think they'd be wearing a little armor. I wonder if Sergeant Mark planned to, like, edit the story. I haven't seen, like, any of those story intermission screens yet, so he might have. I don't think he did, though. I'm pretty sure he just did a port of this, but with the added touches that I've already described. Alright, got some lost imps. Well, stamps. And that'd be funny seeing imps fly around like this. That's another thing. I like the imp sprite, like the base imp sprite for Doom 64. It looks a lot more menacing than any of the other imps in Doom, because the rest of them just sort of look like these sort of dumb creatures that are just like, oh, pfft, hit him with the shotgun. Another thing in Doom 64, and Brutal Doom 64 by extension, is that the Hell Knights and Barons are going to be pretty popular. They're going to pop up a decent amount. Oh, is it a puzzle? Is that the sort of thing? And all of them are locked. Because I have played this level before in Brutal Doom 64. I've played all of them in regular Doom 64. And so I just remember not really getting this part right here. Come on. There. Alright, I'll stick to the shotgun for a while. Go. Yeah, and see, now we got nothing going on there. I think that... Oh, I need a blue key card. That's weird. Now all these parts are blocked off. I think I need to backtrack a bit. Next time I took out the pistol. Let's check. Yeah, there's an opening. Alright. Yeah, like, look at that. They're like, they sort of look like aliens. They're big and menacing. They've got like those angular eyes that really make them look angry, I guess. Sort of like they were wearing helmets. I don't like the animation for them throwing their fireball. Looks pretty goofy. A lot of people don't like the Doom 64 sprites, and I don't blame them too much. A lot of them do look not like their counterpart. I think the Lost Soul looks pretty good. Definitely looks more intimidating. The original Lost Soul was pretty, like, spooky the first time I saw it, but these look like Satan's head just flying around on fire. Something off a Judas Priest album cover. And I think the Lost Souls are a decent, bit more aggressive. And I don't remember exactly from Doom 64 itself, but at least in Brutal Doom 64. Oh yeah, I got the rocket launcher. I forgot about that. Come on. Oh right, you can just press the button. Forgot about that. Alright, I have the blue key card now, so I can head back to where I was. This is not that. Alright. I know there's like some secret thing going on over there, but I don't know about it, so I'm just gonna take what I can get. I remember playing this in the original Doom 64, and this is about the part where I quit the original Doom 64. I played through the rest of Doom 64 on Doom 64 EX. But like here, because it was a lot darker, of course. And so I just ran into these guys and I was like, whoa! And then I killed them. And I realized at that moment that the darkness, the sort of weird looking sprites, and the woo soundtrack just all didn't come together too much for me. And so I stopped playing it on an emulator. I decided to finally get through it on the EX. And so yeah, that's the second part / episode, whatever. Hope you had fun watching it. I'll be bringing another episode I don't know, sometime. Whenever I can fit it in. Like I said back in Super Hype Suicidal Babes Ganymede Experience Extravaganza, that my uploads will be inconsistent, so this will go up. This will probably go up soon after recording, though. It's just the recording part that will be inconsistent itself. So, sorry, the keyboard wasn't working. Alright, so I'll see you in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed it. This has been Suicidal Babes.